Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. We talk about Blu-rays here, and today I am talking about my recent birthday haul, which was quite exceptional this year. I count myself quite lucky that my friends and family were kind enough to really show up and give lots of wonderful gift cards and such. So I was able to get a bunch of stuff that I had been wanting, and I'm just going to go through what I got. I haven't really been able to check out much of these, so I can only just show you and talk about why I'm excited about them. But let's start with the first one here is the Real Genius 4K, and I am super excited about this. I already checked this out to a certain degree. This is the slip, which I love. And this is the inside. This one is just really cool because it clearly shows that even as a made-on-demand Blu-ray, Real Genius must have sold pretty well because it's the first 80s comedy that I can think of that's getting a 4K release. I may be missing some things. Maybe there's something else out there. But like, in terms of this kind of movie, I'm just super psyched. It's one of my favorite movies. I adore it. I've seen it a dozen plus times, more than that at this point. I can quote it endlessly, and I just adore it. I think Val Kilmer is great in it. Gabe Jarrett is great. William Atherton is wonderful. John Grise. I mean, the whole cast is really wonderful. And Martha Coolidge, director of Valley Girl, one of my favorite directors. Just a really great film. A lot of great pedigree behind it, shot by Vilmos Zsigmond, so it looks really good, and the 4K looks very nice. I watched the transfer last night. It's a movie about some kids in college making lasers and the government trying to steal the laser for a weapon, and it's sort of an anti-war kind of film in that way. It's got a good message to it, and it's just so darn funny. Kilmer is rarely better than he is here. I mean, he has had performances up to this, but anyway, I just love him as Chris Knight in this film, and he and Gabe Jarrett play off each other really well, and I own a bunch of the t-shirts that he wears in this movie. That's how much I love this film. But anyway, so this 4K is really exciting because it looks great, but the Blu-ray that it comes with, it obviously comes with a Blu-ray, and that Blu-ray has some special features. It has a TV version of the film, which is 4:3 standard definition. I was skimming through that last night. I don't think it has any additional scenes, but it is fun to watch certain scenes that have specific words that are bleeped out. There's one particular word that's used three times in the movie, and it's interesting to see how they... the male anatomy, how they sort of work around that, in three different cases. You unbelievable bonehead is a line that William Atherton gets from Chris Knight at one point, and that's obviously not the line from the movie. So I was looking for those moments where I was like, are they going to edit that part? Are they going to change that bit? Are they dubbing it? Are they using an alt take? That kind of stuff is fun. But anyway, it's neat to have that there, but really cool. I mean, I'll talk about the commentary in just a second, but that was on the previous Blu-ray. This one has the deleted balloon lawn chair scene. Very famous scene if you're a fan of the movie. It is in the trailer. You see Val Kilmer's character, Chris Knight, in a lawn chair with balloons floating outside a window, and you're always like, why was that not in the movie? And so not only do they include that scene, but they include all the raw takes that made up that scene. So it's about a 22-minute, little feature where you can watch them assembling the scene, more or less. You see the shot of Chris Knight at the bottom, and they raise him up. He does his line. Then they do the reverse of the window with the different characters addressing him as he's hanging outside the window. And it's fascinating to watch. Really fascinating. Martha Coolidge gets a little hung up on this one particular shot that's like William Atherton and Kent and Gabe Jarrett and a couple of the other guys responding to Chris Knight. But it's really neat to see William Atherton acting and how he does the line like perfectly almost every time, but there's something that's missing from the take, and I wasn't. You hear her say a couple times, what needs to happen is, and then it cuts off, so we don't hear the audio of what she's looking for in the take, but we see that take like probably 7 or 8 times, and it's really interesting to watch the differences in terms of what the actors do. Atherton's just like, he's like you can just tell he's such a pro. But anyway, really great to finally have that scene in its completed version and to see all those takes. And as I said, you get a commentary from Martha Coolidge, which is excellent. I had listened to that on the previous Blu-ray, and she's got a lot of great stories about the production, and so it's a really solid track, and I'm so glad to have this movie on 4K. I can't tell you, this alone would have been just all I would have really needed, but I got a lot more stuff, so let's go through that. So next up we have Megaforce. Now this one I had is a Japanese import Blu-ray, but this umbrella disc as part of their Beyond Genres set is pretty spectacular, as you can see. My Japanese thing did not have any of this extra stuff. Ace Speaks, an all-new 40-minute interview with Barry Bostwick, audio commentary with author and mega fan Stephen Vag, audio commentary with Barry Bostwick and filmmaker Bob Lindenmayer, 2019 interview with actors Barry Bostwick and Michael Beck, Megaforce Atari 2600 game, which I didn't even know was a thing, Introvision behind-the-scenes footage, Life After Megaforce interview with Barry Bostwick and filmmaker Bob Lindenmayer, Life After Megaforce documentary trailer, Mega Destroyer test drive, Bob Reed builds Delta Mark IV, Hal Needham trailer reel. This is a Hal Needham film. For people that don't know, it is nuts. It is just about this like almost G.I. Joe-like team, and they're fighting terrorists or something. I can't even remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, to be honest, but I am a huge fan of it, and I do enjoy it. And I do enjoy that Michael Beck has really interesting filmography. You know, he's in The Warriors, then he's in Xanadu, and then he's in Megaforce. And he's done other films too, but like those are 3 like distinctly different cult films, and I think it's a fascinating thing that he was in all of them, you know. But yeah, really excited to finally have this. This is an all-region disc. So very jazzed about Megaforce. Then I got The Return of Captain Invincible. This is the Severin Films Blu-ray set, and it looks really nice. This includes some real cool stuff. Theatrical cut, director's cut, soundtrack. I don't know that much about this except that he's a superhero, Arkin is, and it's a musical, and really, that's all I need, honestly, is to know that, and the fact that Severin put their weight behind it. This is also all region, if you're interested, but one that I had meant to get when it was in pre-order, but I didn't order it, and excited to check it out. It will be a discovery for me this year. I know a lot of people know this film and enjoy it, so I'm definitely psyched to check that out. More cult stuff. Couple more Val Kilmers here. I got Top Secret, which is another great Kilmer early performance. This is the Paramount Blu-ray. I had the previous Via Vision Entertainment Blu-ray. I can't tell from the reviews if the transfer is the same, but the reviews are definitely saying that the movie needs a new transfer. And so, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen, folks. I just can't tell you. I think once Paramount has put this out, it's tough to say that it's going to get another scan. So this one is pretty cheap. It comes with a lot of the features that were on the DVD, which is like the group commentary with the directors and some deleted alternate scenes and stuff like that. But I do love this. It's a great spoof comedy. For me, probably the best. Well, I mean, Airplane is obviously a classic, but in terms of the Abrams Zucker films, this is one of my favorites, and depending on the day, it might beat out Airplane. That's how funny I think this movie is. It's so ridiculous. But Kilmer is just fantastic in it. And if you watch Top Secret and Real Genius as a double bill, like that's comedy gold. You will be laughing quite a bit. But yeah, just had to pick up the Paramount version of this in hopes the transfer was a little better than the Via Vision, which wasn't spectacular. More Kilmer. What? The Ghost and the Darkness. I just watched Beast on digital the other day, and it's all right. Had some decent lion attack stuff, but wanted to come back to Stephen Hopkins' film from when is this from? 96. Because I do remember enjoying it. Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer and Lions, and good times for me. Dramatic role for Kilmer, but definitely an animal attack movie that I'm into. And a new 4K scan from the original negative, so that's cool. You know, I've had this on digital. I think this is the Blu-ray debut. Yeah, but I mean, no features, but regardless, I like this movie. I like animal attack movies a lot. I've talked about that here. Just had to get this one for the lion attack business. And then this one here, also from Paramount, Rough Cut, with Burt Reynolds, David Niven, and Leslie Ann Down. And this one I had on VHS and always meant to see because it is directed by Don Siegel, and it has sort of a bad rep. But my podcast partner, Elric Kane, had watched this, not this Blu-ray, but in the last year or so, and talked about it on Pure Cinema, and I was like, you know what? I got to give that a look finally. And soon after that, we got this announcement, and you have a nice Blu-ray here, which has a little filmmaker focus with Leonard Maltin on the film, which I'm excited to check out, and I'm just excited to see the movie. I heard Elric say that it's Burt Reynolds doing his own sort of Cary Grant impression for a good part of the movie, and getting actually called out on it. But, you know, Diamond Heist movie with Burt and Leslie Ann Down and David Niven and Don Siegel, comedy, you know, I'm totally on board with that. So that's Rough Cut. And then last but not least, The Hunted. This is a Christopher Lambert film that I somehow missed. You know, it's of the period. It's in the 90s, of a period when I was working in video stores and could have seen it, but I may have been not fully on board with Lambert at the time, or at least everything he was doing. And so this one I just started reading about, and I guess it's pretty nuts. I guess there's a crazy train set piece in it, and it's not really streaming. I was going to try and check it out, but at least at the time I last looked, it's not really streaming. And so I was like, oh, I have to get this, I guess, Shout Factory Blu-ray. I thought it was a Scream Factory release, but it's from Shout. And it has an audio commentary with the director, work print version, extended and deleted scenes, and standard def, behind-the-scenes footage. So it's got a lot of stuff. And like I said, it's not really available any other way. So I got to check this out. And I've also been told to check out Resurrection by the guys over at the Suspense is Killing Us podcast as another Lambert gem. But they like both these films. So anyway, that is my birthday haul. And like I said, very happy with what I got this year. Very excited to dig into a lot of these, you know, very soon and make some discoveries. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.